Along with the U of M, Red River College, Brandon University, the University of St. Boniface, and the University of Winnipeg are also cancelling classes on Monday. Well, a woman who may have been Manitoba's oldest resident has died. Jemima Westcott, who went by Mime, passed away in Brandon last month at the age of 111. She is one of few Canadian supercentenarians, having not only lived past her 100th birthday, but past her 110th. CBC's Holly Carrick has more on her life and legacy.
Never change, be yourself, don't worry, and everything will work out. Those are the words Ron Westcott remembers his mother saying through the years at special family gatherings.
It's hard to believe she's gone. Like, it just seems like she has always been there.
Jemima Westcott, known simply as Mime, is one of few Canadian supercentenarians. She died August 24th at the Dinsdale Personal Care Home in Brandon. She was 111.
It was amazing when we think she lived through the Spanish flu, she lived through the 2 world wars.
Ron and his brother remember their mother as an active woman. Even at 111, she said she felt like she was 60.
You know, she never ever dyed her hair.
Up till just a few days before her death, she was, she was mentally intact. And she functioned independently in her own condo until she was 106.
The Westcotts believe their matriarch may have been the oldest living Manitoban at the time of her death. She was among the oldest living Canadians, with just a handful of people her senior.
She had that youth look to her.
One of 11 siblings, Mime grew up on a farm in Lauder, Manitoba. Her sons often asked her what the biggest invention of her lifetime was. For Mime, it was the radio.
So the neighbors would put the radio up to the phone, and the kids would take turns listening on the phone to a hockey game.
A prairie girl her whole life, Mime finished her high school years in Souris and later moved to Douglas, where she worked as a teacher. There she met her husband Reg and had 5 children. Mime retired at 65 and then spent a year traveling Australia.
And she traveled with a granddaughter and some of her friends doing the hostel route and backpacking.
She also traveled the world following her passion, curling.
She was part of what they called the pond hoppers, and they actually had a curling event during the Worlds just for the fans that traveled.
Being 111, Mime was often asked what the secret to a long life is.
One of her common replies to that was, well, I don't worry too much and I'm nice to people. And that kind of sums up who she was.
Mime's husband died in 1965, and she never remarried. She became involved in a longevity study through the Boston Medical Center, along with 2 of her siblings, who were also centenarians.
One of the things that the scientists say is that Mum and others like her have won the gene lottery.
Genes that could be in the people she leaves behind. 15 grandchildren and 28 great-grandchildren. Her first great-great-grandchild is due later this year. Holly Carrick, CBC News, Winnipeg.